Coffee and kit or kit and coffee? Kit and coffee sounds like a small.
We did have a question that was pretty legit. It said, should I trust in-store complete IFAKs? Or is it better to build one on a budget?
All right, I'll go, then you'll go. I think that's right. We're two separate people with different brains, and we don't agree on everything. Same. You better, though. So I think when it comes to IFAKs that are pre-made, you can always make it generally better yourself. When we go through this, you'll kind of see like how I set it up. If I were to buy this bag stock from someone in a similar way, it'd cost a fortune. So you're going to save money that way. And then also, you're only going to have what you want. The last thing I want in an IFAK is me not really realizing I have something, because then you're never going to use it, right? If you don't know it's in your kit, you're not going to reach in there and pull it out and use it. So, I mean, if you're just trying to order in bulk, that's cool. I get a custom quote. When we finally release another kit, it's going to have just the basics that you can add to. That way, it's a good baseline for you to go from. But as a whole, I mean, it depends what's in it. IFAK for me just needs to have a tourniquet, vented chest seals if you're into that, lots of gauze, 6-inch bandage preferably over 4-inch, just easier to use, shears. I like to have some form of light source if an option with it. Otherwise, the headlamp in your kit's plenty good. And then what am I missing here, Dave?
Hypothermia.
Yeah, hypothermia, right? A blanket of some kind. Those are the basics, and that you can do a lot of the work with. But I mean, other than that, not too much. Not a big fan of them personally. But how about you?
Yeah, I think they put a lot of extra knickknacks in it to drive the price up sometimes. I don't know what store you're buying it from, but like trusted medical providers like Benji, Greenfeed Medical, you're going to get, the basics, brilliance in the basics, but then some other companies will put maybe some proprietary crap in there. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just, I don't know. It's not always needed sometimes. So I don't have any good examples. Maybe like an eye shield. It's not always needed in a kit. I can never remember. Do you ever use an eye shield?
Have I? No, not. I've never used that.
Even for IEDs, I can never remember, like, hold on, I got to put the eye shield on before the birds came and pick people up.
As like, if you're a medic, I would carry one in like that part of your kit, but like as an everyday IFAK, I mean, man, I'm just trying to be prepared for the basics here. And I think if most people get so down the rabbit hole in medicine of like, what can I put in my pack, that eventually it's full of stuff. When I was a young PJ, the first thing I do with my guys, I was like, hey, let's go through your kit. Like, I just want to see what's in it. And then, all right, see how much extra stuff you have. And I mean, I found like 20 pounds worth of gear. I'm like, did you know you even have this?
You get like, no. You'll pull an IFAK, will have like, here's an example, tweezers. You need tweezers. Like, IFAK should be lifeline eyesight. If you don't use it, you're going to die. Not a boo-boo kit, not Band-Aids, not Neosporin, anything like tweezers, nothing like that. Just like, if you don't use it, you're going to die or someone else is going to die. So that's why I don't like buying other people's IFAK kits, unless you know what really needs to go on. But I'm sure you'll go over that, or that's be rolled out here soon.
Absolutely.
Some stuff.
Mason, we got any other questions before we dive into this bag? I'm sure everyone's like, shut up and get to it.
Yeah, no, we're good, I think, right now.
Okay. Sweet. Well, we'll get into it. So this is, just to get out of the way, I am not being paid. I was not given this bag. Well, I was, but not by Spiritus. It was a unit issue, so through the government. So I have no incentive to like or hate this bag in any way other than that. Like, this is what it is. I've heard a lot of different comments on it, and we'll get into that in a second. But as a whole, this is just my opinion of the Spiritus Delta bag. I've been waiting a little while to get my hands on it, so it's cool that I got it, and it was fun to pack out. I was in the med bay for like 4 hours just nerding out on what I could squeeze into here. And let it be known, this is the first iteration of a pack out. As I pack things out, I'll go through them, and I'll use it in a scenario, etc. And I'm like, okay, I didn't like this about it, I'm going to change stuff. So there'll probably be change in a few months here to what I like to carry it with / mission set dependent. So I have this one packed out, and the context of how you pack a bag out is absolutely important, right? So if you are packing out this kit and you're expecting to do a full overland mission with it, what are you doing, right? This is a purpose-designed bag. If you just go to the manufacturer website and look, like, this is meant to be an 8 bag, but not like the full kit and caboodle for like doing like an overland mission or like strapping a bunch of stuff to it. Like, this is an assault pack or a light pack, similar to like what an M9 bag. I think it's newer, more improved M9 bag. I don't want to do a disservice to that, but like if I had to like categorize it into that category of bags I'd pack out, it's about the same size. I have an old one right here, right? You can see that they're pretty similar in size. This one's a little bigger actually, and it's a little different. I've had this in my car for, I don't even know, like 8 years now. So a long time. It's finally getting replaced with this guy. So that's going to be fun. And that is the purpose of this bag right now. And if I needed to use it for like I get deployed and I need to go augment a team, this would be a great like assault pack, or again, even leaving the vehicle pack, or if you're doing overland stuff, you could actually put this up in the top of your ruck with all your sustainment stuff, and then, you know, go to your site, ditch your ruck, and then take the assault pack and go hit objective, right? So like, I think this is a great thing. It's fully kitted out. It fits nicely for that. That's how I envision this bag. So if you're mad at a company and like just shitting on what they make because it's not fitting whatever weird case use you made for it, like, doesn't make it not a good product. The key is you need to see, is this good for the purpose that you're using it, and are you packing it out correctly? Basically, am I the problem is what I like to ask first before I get mad at some nylon, right? So, Dave, anything to add to that?
No, I think you hit it. Like, if like people shitting on products, it's, you know, all these are tools, and so if you need a Phillips screwdriver or a flathead screwdriver, and you need a Phillips, you know, it's not the tool's fault. It's just a different tool for a different mission set, or we can call it, instead of being tactical, like life activity.
Yeah,
is a good one. It's just a different tool. I love it, and everything it offers.
Yeah,
very modular.
And I think it's I got the pouches in the right way. I do like the small, like subtle design differences, like the slight angle to these makes them easier to open, and also get things in and out of them.
So that's what I looked at at SHOT Show 2 years ago, and that's what stood out to me right away. Is the angle on the zippers is absolutely wild. It seems like to be, what's the word for it? Like, who gives a shit? But they're so easy to open.
Yeah, and these are jam packed with stuff, and usually like it'll get caught on something.
Yeah.
But I've been, you know, my roommate probably thinks I'm somewhat of a weirdo just running zippers back and forth.
I was like, I mean, it could have been whatever, the tism kicking in, but like, I was mesmerized by how the zippers were so easy and they just flowed. Versus, I mean, the other zippers aren't easy that are, hard, that are straight horizontal.
Yep.
But those are so much easier. It's insane.
All right. Well, let's get into it. Mason, anything from the people, from the public?
No, not from the public. I would just, for discussion's sake, if Dave, you just want to tell people like what medic you are, what you came from a little bit.
Then did kicked out of the Air Force, Security Forces, Marine Corps Infantry. Then I went CA medic, non-SOCM, and then I contracted with WIPs for 5 years.
Sweet. Just so you know, people, we have an Army medic, and then we have, of course, the peak.
Let's relax on that one.
The apex
we have
predator
The tip of
medical
the spear,
world.
if you will.
Yeah, like the shaft, but so I've already PJ'd this up. Speaking of being a PJ, I've already modified it to put my hypo on top. And I like it because it makes it look like like the old-fashioned top-closed knapsacks. But there is actual purpose to it. I like having my weight of this blanket on the top versus smacking me on the bottom. I think it sits a little better here. And also, there's not really a place on this bag for them to put a bottom attachment. This was actually meant for the scissors, so we'll show you that first. This is where I keep my hypo. And the reason I have regular space blankets in here, but hypothermia, like treatment and prevention, is absolutely the most important thing. So the biggest blanket I could possibly carry, I will. And I like this for this guy because it has handles to work as a poleless litter. Now, moving someone over any great distance to the poleless litter is going to suck. This is meant to get you to the litter, right, or to your car, etc. So that being said, like, this is about as big as I'd like to go for the hypo solution here, and I've mounted it to the top. I guess that's where I like it. And so all I did was I rummaged through the Frito Good Home bin, which had a bunch of old stuff in it, including these buckles, and then and some friction adapters. So I just did 2 buckles, 2 friction adapters, and then it's just 550 and 1 inch webbing. And so you can kind of see. We get that in there. Mason, let me know if they can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just routed the 550, tied some overhands on both these, and then same here. And so it's fixed at one point, so it's easier to tension instead of having both of them adjustable. It's only a single point of adjustment there, which I do like. So that's, if you're wondering, that's where the shears would normally go. I decided to put the hypo blanket up there because it's not going to fit anywhere nicely inside this bag. So that's that. Let's get that out of the way. Does anybody have any super questions on that?
I mean, we're getting questions, but not necessarily related to the bag.
No, that's the point of this live. Sorry, everyone, but we can do a live for general questions later.
Yeah, general Q&A then I think is up on the list for sure.
I guess it is. So going in this bag, other things I've added that you might want to do. So, you know, the simple things like when you attach these, taping off your excess tails. I don't like those like smacking, getting caught and stuff.
No one likes a gear octopus.
Yeah, the gear octopus. It's going to get caught on something if it's pain free. And then as typical PJ, I've attached a locking carabiner and some hollow block. It's just, I like having this on every ruck, and it's not because I'm planning to do a rope scenario, although I'm ready to.
It's a beautiful knot.
It's it's actually the basket shortening technique.
No big deal.
So I use this just because, like, you know, whenever you're hanging stuff, whether it be in a vehicle, bird, you name it, or just hanging it up, your gear up like on a tree, it's nice to just have this accessible. And then it also doubles, like if I need to hang an IV bag later, it's easy to strap around something and put it through. So I always just like having this on all of my kits that I can fit them on. And that would be the external of the bag. I've added the Spiritus pouches here. They hold the tourniquets really well. I have them staged just like they do from the factory. A lot of high-speed ways to do it. I've tried them all. I just kind of stick with this. I figure it's fine. It's worked for me just fine. No need to reinvent the wheel there. And these are the North American Rescue Gen 7 cats that I am a big fan of. But any, you know, recommended tourniquet will work. And then I put the shears on this side, and then I put one single spear in here, so you can kind of see in here. I got the spear. If you're not trained to use one of these, do not carry it. Right? This is not something that you should just be carrying around because you saw a YouTube video on it. This is, you know, especially these guys, do a lot longer. You can do a lot more damage. Like if you're doing anything invasive, make sure you're having the training for it.
10 gauge versus 14.
Yeah,
that's
a 10, fenestrated, all the good works. Things of beauty. I'm glad they have them in our supply now.
Here's one for you, this bag related to.
Yeah.
Guy says he's got a Delta bag kitted out for trauma, more of an outside pack. He's got IV stuff and meds on the inside. Do you think it's harder to close bags of fluid when they're on the inside or closer to the outside of the bag?
Close the bag itself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't put it together like that, so I gotta be honest, I don't know.
I didn't put.
You didn't put any in yours?
I didn't put any fluids in the back. I think that's what he's talking about. I mean, I can envision, yeah, like it depends if you're putting 1,000s, 500s, 250s, 100s.
Yeah.
But like, depending on what you want to do, like you want to start meds, run TXA, you need 100s. So like, is he putting like thousands in maybe? I can
he
see.
just said he built it like as an overland kit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He wanted to put
I mean, that's cool. The IV kit, IV supplies. I don't have any IV supplies
He's running 500s, he said.
or IV medication
Yeah,
in here
probably would be.
because this is my vehicle kit. It gets roasted in the Arizona sun.
Yeah.
So I don't keep any like administration stuff. I have that in other kits, but this one's simply like, hey, you can roll up on an accident, or if I need to get to this kit because I got hurt somewhere, I can get to it and do more basics. But for IVs and stuff, I don't really carry this one. It's also more stuff to just check and go bad. Will do over-the-counter oral meds in here, but that's about it. We'll get into that. So without further ado, let's get into the first pouch here. Opens like a dream. So this is going to be my massive hemorrhage / bandaging pouch. I've organized it that way. It's a massive hemorrhage. Airway and respirations are in this one. This is all the admin stuff, and then I'll open up the middle for you guys to see. But in this one, I've got 3 things of the standard Curlix that I've taken out of the original packaging, just kind of gone down. I've got 2 hemostatic options. And then the next accessible thing after you pack, I've got 2 6-inch bandages, which I'm a big fan of the 6-inch. Over 4, I've got 2 triangular bandages, piece more bandage. So all my bandaging is in here, and then some Coban. So that all fits in that pouch pretty well. Oh, and my flat pack duct tape. That's important.
You mean enhanced combat medic kit?
Yeah. Everyone asks, where do you buy that? I rolled it up.
Walmart.
Like 10 minutes before this video. Next pouch we'll get into. This is my Airway respiration. So if you're not carrying a BVM, what are you doing? Like this is, I know it's bulky, but I absolutely think this is valuable for.
I think that's about as small as they go.
Yeah, like this is great.
Yeah.
If you're doing CPR for long periods, it's great to have that too. And then I have in here my pulse oximeter, and then an EMA. So this is an end-tidal CO2 device. This is if you're a medic, this is a really great thing for you. If you're a lay responder and someone watching this, I wouldn't worry about getting one of these. It's going to be really expensive. This is issued to me, so that's why I have it. I have the extra piece here, but this is to get some end-tidal CO2. Got an adjustable PEEP for the BVM. Have the other dart here, just in case that one falls off, whatever. I have two. And then the only time I carry an NPA is when I have a BVM. Personally, as a field medic, this is the only time they used to be dropped in everyone. I drop these for people that get oxygenated with the BVM before we can get a more, final airway adjunct. But other than that, I'm not a huge fan of just dropping NPAs on everyone. I wouldn't normally carry one unless I have a BVM, to be perfectly honest. And then the last piece in here is my homemade Crike kit. So if you're not trying to do this, please don't carry this. And I'm going to talk about this too, because this is my vehicle kit. So when would I use this is very important. So, Dave, when should I use the Crike kit?
Yes.
So I don't know the legalities of it, so don't take me as a lawyer. But if I'm with another DoD member and you know how to Crike, then if I was going to die and you needed to Crike me, I would feel comfortable being a DoD member. He's a DoD member with him Criking me, because the DoD medics are authorized to do Crikes if you're trained on it, obviously. So that's where obviously you do it. But then I don't know, as a civilian.
Yeah, so that's the tricky part. I see people carrying invasive interventions, and they're not understand the context. I know when I'll use this, and it's very few circumstances, right? It's a 602, but I don't buy the pre-made stuff anymore. But it's just I got two chest seals. That's how I like to put it together. Then this is the capability to do two Crikes because I have an extra tube right here. It's not going to be sterile, but then I have this one. It's already got the bougie pre-set into it, and it has a quick tape with a dog ear. So as I undo it, I have everything to do my Crike, and I just do, if I have time to clean it, good, and then scalpel, finger, bougie too. That's the simplest way to do it, smallest way to do it, and then I put a chest seal on it to hold it in place. It's my securing device. But when I'm going to use it on someone, yeah, you're going to be my friend or family, the closest to friends or family, and even then, you're in legal,
because even if you,
water.
let's say you do help someone and you do save them. I mean, we're in America. That doesn't stop them from pursuing you.
Yeah, they can come after your license. They can come after you.
Yeah.
It could even be the state coming after you.
Yeah, they want the state.
Yeah. So know what you're opening yourself up to, but I would not sit by and watch one of my friends die because I didn't do the intervention. If I had time, I would call my actual doc and get him on the phone and tell him, Ed, hey, here's what I'm thinking. Yes, do the procedure, or no, please don't. Love God, don't do the procedure. Okay, gotcha. So that's that out of the way. That's why I carry it. If I was to shed weight, I'd still like to keep this in here just because someone needs their airway. This is the bee's knees for it. So
I got 3 questions stacked up, one of which can be kind of relevant to that.
Okay.
So he was asking, would you recommend this bag as something for the general public or someone who has a specific purpose, as a medic or PJ or whatever, or could just anybody kind of get this and run a good medic kit out?
That's a good question. It is designed for medics. That's why it's a Delta bag, the 18 series guys. So, I mean, personally, if I had to look at it, it's not a super expensive bag for what it is. I think it's really good value. And as far as throw on your UTV or in your vehicle, I think it's a great bag for it. Personally, that's up to you to decide if ultimately after this you watch this is something you'd like. I would love to have this. That's why it's in the form, so I can kind of throw it on, take it somewhere, camping, you name it. This is my go-to field bag now for more civilian use, with some minor paramedic stuff in here if I really had to, but I'm hoping I never have to use in the civilian set.
Oh, yeah, that'd be bad to unzip in the real world. But, I like it just on my side. When I first saw it, I see the medical application 100%, but it's also great for hiking. You want to throw your water in there. You throw your, extra magazine up here. You have all your medical stuff. It's perfect. It's Spiritus, so it's quality. Awesome stitching. I think it's an awesome, intuitive design that, I don't know, you're going out, you throw a poncho up there, you get caught in the rain or something. So yeah, I think it's not just for medical; it can be used for anything.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I love it.
going on a boat, going
boat
hiking. You're going up the. I don't know. You carry backpacks when you're skiing.
I carry a chest pack.
Okay.
I
can see the back.
I carry a backpack for backcountry, but that's going to
Okay.
be like a waterproof kind of solution.
Yeah.
So more of a like field use. This would be a good like day hike bag.
Yeah, real
absolutely. Like I'd do this with my chest rig. It'd be an awesome day pack.
Get some food.
Yeah, I would.
Some calms or something.
I would strip. If I was doing this like a hiking bag, I'd have probably max of 2 pouches for the trauma stuff. Very trauma, just what I'm expected. Injuries like falling, fractures,
Ankles.
and always the stop the bleed stuff, but more so like bandaging, which I'll get into that kit here in a sec. But that's, it has so many compartments.
And then, so 2 people have asked this so far. Is there any way that this video is recorded?
It absolutely is. We have a backup camera going right now.
Yeah, so to answer the couple questions and the things, yes, you will be able to view this video later on.
Log off,
Watch
eat
it
dinner,
right now.
come back and
You
watch it
can't.
later.
It's the only chance you get.
And we'll probably
You wanna
do
be
some
special?
kind of summary post about it too.
Yeah. I'm tracking who's watching this. You're getting blocked if you're not on there.
Then, if you could change one thing about the bag, what would it be?
Oh, I think you already know. I was going to ask, hey, Spiritus, if you're watching this, can you make the PJ version or they could probably make a quick attachment panel for the top of this that just allows you to strap stuff to it. Or maybe even like its own like compressible pouch, like a compression pouch that attaches up here.
Yeah,
awesome.
It's
like it's similar to a sleeping bag one, this one.
Yeah.
That's what I would change, because I always like having external storage be an option. And I think if you could add, this is maybe just that part of me, a few more MOLLE attachment points, because I just like the sides, adding more stuff on the side. I understand the zippers here, but maybe running some up here, like a 2 and 2, maybe shortening the zipper a hair. But I just like having more options to put stuff on either side, especially like I like an external water bottle, so if I could fit like an Nalgene pouch, that'd be cool. And then maybe something to put on the top and the bottom, because it's unused space, so like a simple MOLLE in the bottom, so you just attach them.
I don't know if it's in there with the AHATS.
It is in here.
Oh, never
It's
mind.
squeezed in.
I was gonna say I like the quick on the
quick,
bottom
quick
end,
access.
That'd be nice, but
The more quick access I have, the more I like, and don't quote me on that outside of medical, please.
And then someone asked, we've kind of mentioned it.
Yeah.
It's a Spiritus Systems bag, guys. So if you're looking at getting one, you would get it from directly Spiritus Systems.
Yep, SpiritusSystems.com. They sell it.
use Red Clover coffee for 0% off.
0%. Use Greenfee Medical for 10% added.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
All proceeds
10%
go to
surcharge.
not me.
Yeah.
Because I'm not making any money off this. So let's get to the last one before we run out. I don't know how long lives go for, but let's keep going. Then we can do more questions and jaw-jacking. So the admin pouch. I love a good admin pouch. There's nothing I love more. I don't know about you, but it's where I can put all my extraneous
The doodads.
Yeah, the doodads,
The
the
knickknacks.
hijinks, the knickknacks, licky chewies is what they like to say in the military for some reason. But I keep a headlamp, one of like 15 I have floating around my house. But if you're not planning to do everything at night in the dark, you're not planning at all, right? What are you doing? So some people carry like chem lights. I don't know about you, but I am not going to treat someone with chem lights as a civilian. That seems wildly ridiculous. If the Taliban's shooting at me while I'm hiking the superstitions, it's a bad day. So chem light is an option, but I'd suggest just a headlamp, something rechargeable. I usually carry a rechargeable power bank on me. It's not in this kit, but it's in my car that I'll throw in. So if I have anything that's electronic, I can recharge it. Also batteries, good option. I carry my gloves in here. Right, I'm not going to be wearing gloves if I'm treating people I know and trust not to have bloodborne diseases. Everyone else, I'm going to wear my gloves. These are sized to me, so if you come to use my bag and you have these hands, you're going to have a really bad day because these are size medium gloves.
I'm getting in them.
Let's do it.
All right. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Got weird.
I got weird.
Yeah.
I felt the energy.
I have to go home.
Yeah, get out of here. My wife can't see this.
Here's one. What mission set would you consider this over your standard CSAR or MedRup?
Okay. Let's get to that after I finish.
Yeah, because I see we have some other bags waiting in the wings.
They're
for
waiting. They're
comparison
everywhere.
work, so
I'm surrounded. They're
We're
going to fall
surrounded by
upon
bags.
anytime.
they're under the
Sharpie.
floorboards.
Fine tip and whatever that tip is. Fine and ultra fine. I guess it's fine and ultra fine. They label it for people like me who don't know how to describe this. I have an extra space blanket just in case I have 2 patients or these are just nice to have. They fit almost no size at all. Here's my diagnostics kit in this sweet leather pouch. Fair warning. So in here I just have a BP cuff and my stethoscope. You can kind of see they're kind of rammed in there. But I mean, if you can fit this stuff, I see a lot of medics these days like, well, super lightweight, and then they have no way to take an actual blood pressure in the field. And you're sitting on a patient for more than an hour. How are you going to trend vitals accurately, right? Like, how are you going to, actually do listening to the lungs? Everything you do, like, if you can carry it, you should absolutely be carrying this. This isn't the first thing you should be ditching out of your kit, especially because most people have heart conditions these days. So being able to at least do some diagnostic analysis of it, I think, is absolutely important. And then in the back here, I've just got my handy dandy Right in the Rain medic field book. If you haven't seen these are actually awesome. They need to make a smaller one, but for this one, it's just a bunch of notes, and it has 9 lines in the front of it for the medics, and then a bunch of note pages. Then at the end, you get your treatment pages. So for each patient, you have the actual treatment card here, and then a place to actually trend vitals and then do med administration. So you can do, this is really good if you're doing any sort of prolonged field care or any care at all. Having good documentation is absolutely imperative. And then I just keep a mace too in here in case someone smacks their noggin. So they're probably going to be me if I'm not wearing my helmet. So
Ball cap.
Ball cap.
Gotta be comfy.
This is the one thing I might change later as we go through it. All I have in these pouches are SAM splints. So I have 2 of them because you can do basically any splint job with them, L and a J. Get almost any limb done. That's why I have the triangular bandages to be able to do a sling and a swath. So I can do a lot of stuff, multi-use. And I like having these against my body. Just something I've always done is if I'm storing SAM splints, if they can be on my, like, against my back, it's actually kind of comfortable. It's where I put them in my seesaw ruck, so it's up against my shoulders there, but it's not too much like inhibit the use of it. I mean, another thing I might add is to reclaim this space for zippers is just have like an elastic sleeve to slide those in. That's very specific. That I don't know if they need to do that just for me, but if I were to design this just for me, I would have an elastic sleeve for my SAM splints that really never come out unless they're needed, and then that could still put more flat stuff in here. So that'd be a space-saving option if anyone's actually going to do that. Not,
You guys are listening.
yeah, please.
He won't say he wants it, but he wants it.
I want it. And then we get into the good stuff. So this is
A secret cupboard.
I love this part of this bag. So you can open it up here and kind of see how I have it, right? So I have it all organized. I'm only using one side of the clamshell here. So this is all, you can use Velcro on these. That's beautiful. And I just rated the supply. So I have this TACMed Solutions, and I completely got rid of everything in it minus what I wanted. So sorry. And then right here, this is my Sharps container because I think it closes and holds better than the ones that are actually designed for. It's just an empty epi holder. So you just pop your Sharps in there and it closes much more securely and doesn't do the auto lock. Sometimes that happens. So that's what's right there. Moving on, let's get to this guy first. This guy fits in here very nice. This is the AAJTS. It's a junctional tourniquet that can go on every single junction as well as do zone 3 Reboa, so right on the abdomen there. So it's an abdominal aortic junctional tourniquet. So I carry that because I can do everything as well as being a good pelvic binder. It's a decent amount of space, but for what you get out of it, absolutely impeccable. I wish I'd had one of these back when I was rolling overseas. And then I have just a glow-in-the-dark tape, custom tape job here where you just put your finger in here, rip this up, and then it pulls out, and I just have it Velcroed in place like that. And then this is the AAJTS. Then you just open it up and put it on your patient, as you can see right there. So this unfolds. I've kind of folded it on itself a bunch of times to get it to do that, and then folds right back in like this. And I just take it in here, and it sets in nicely on my Velcro, pull it tight. And so that's how I hold that in place, and it keeps it nice and easy. So when I open it, it doesn't go flying out, right? That's the purpose of Velcro. This guy's Velcroed in, but then I just open this guy up, and this is going to be my, basically, my boo-boo kit, right, on steroids. But it's got everything I need to treat most injuries you might occur on a field. That may not be life-threatening right now. We're going to try to keep clean. We're going to try to keep looking nice. So in here, I've got a silver dressing, which I love anything with silver in it, Silvadine, you name it. I can't get enough of it. I have a zero burn for a minor burn, you know. Put it on there. It's basically just tea tree oil, which is awesome. Then I've got some gauze I repackaged to fit a little smaller, some 4x4s. I've got some suture kit in here. To be honest, I wouldn't be using that unless I could absolutely clean out the wound and know it's clean of infections. So boiling water, if I was stuck somewhere and had to do it, I would do it. I just like having suture material because it is awesome to have for other reasons too, like scissors you can use all the time. These clamps, great for getting out different stickers. I got some tweezers in here. Then I have just the basics, like so I have to you've got a blister or something I want to, or a hematoma. I got needles and syringes for that are clean. I've got a lot of cleaning supplies in here too. So I got more gauze because man, I got stretch gauze as well. And in the stretch gauze, I've got triple antibiotic, and I got zero burn. I got Band-Aids in here, and stretch gauze is good. So if you're having swelling, you're not going to create venous tourniquet. And then Providone swabs, awesome. So you can really clean out that wound, get it clean. Realistically, if someone had a pretty good laceration, I knew we can get them out of there. I'm just going to clean it out, only irrigate it, then take the Providone, clean it out after that, and then I'm going to just put the silver dressing over the top of it and lightly bandage over it and get out. I'm not going to be trying to suture someone in the field unless it's like we're not out of here for a very long time, and I'm going to make sure I get it sterile as possible. But realistically, suturing in the field is not something I would recommend. I have the tools fit so small because clamps, again, these are multi-use, not just for suturing. So this takes up no room to have, and you can use it to actually sew up and repair your bag and stuff like that.
Needle and thread.
Needle and thread.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day, you can use dental floss for that. I learned that from Haley. Pretty cool stuff. Then I got my tape in here that I just, again, if you can't fix it with 550 and some webbing, probably can't be done. That's everything in the bag. Do we have any questions from the people? A thermometer, too, and a pen light.
More lights.
More lights.
Yeah.
Not enough lights. People saying anything? Any questions, maybe?
No, not anything specific, right?
All right, cool. So I'm going to put this back together, then we can get to some of those other questions. Dave, while I'm doing this, do you want to talk about anything?
Yeah, so if I had to, not that I'm above the apex or the tip of the spear, but down in the shaft area,
That's just the tip.
where I'm at, the only thing I'd really add is ace bandage. Because if you did have to put a stirrup on, or an L shape and a stirrup on someone broke their ankle, you could use this for sure. But some ace wrap, if you could find a place to fit it, goes a long way. And then if you don't have, that probably costs money. What, $3, $4?
I think it's in the hundreds, actually.
Yeah.
I think it's like 100 something.
100?
This is without the heating element. If I had one with me right now, I'd probably throw a heating element in here. I think I could squeeze it in there.
Well, if you can't get that, because it's could be out of your budget, I always like to throw a winter cap in, because heat does escape from the head. So if you wrap someone up like a gordita in one of these, and then you throw a winter hat on them, even if it's 120 out, we're wrapping them up like a little gordita and try to get them all hot again. So a winter hat and some ace bandage. Other than that, this is awesome.
That's a good option. I guess that's where I come from, the PJ world. I'll just get more of those from Supply.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking if I'm,
Yeah, no, I got you. That's a good idea.
You're trying to piece it together, and that's where you don't want to buy med kits from some people, like the IFAC question and stuff. You can always usually piece it together yourself cheaper, or you want just to get the basics and go from there. Yeah, but other than that, the bag, as you can see, holds all this, and everything I just said, it will hold too. There's more room in there.
Yeah, actually, I was ready to get back in. I was like, I could cram more shit in here. A classic.
But I put 2 6-inch ace wraps.
Yeah, if you can pull it off, it's nice to leave a little bit of room.
Yeah.
You can tailor more mission specifically last minute if you need to.
Yeah, I always like to make sure I have some room.
There's no snacks.
No snacks on
No
here.
pokey bait?
I'm more of a pocket guy. I carry my water in my cargo pants because I'm cool. Or I absolutely, this is where I will say it, I hate camelbacks. I think they are the worst
How dare you, sir?
damn thing ever created, and I think it's because of a very subjective and anecdotal experience that's probably not fair to them, and I'll admit my bias, but I was on Target for a remain overnight, and I woke up from a nice little cat nap when I was on watch, and I fell asleep when I was off watch, sleeping in some straw and a little baby in a manger, and I woke up
baby deer,
completely soaked. Because have I peed myself? How embarrassing! It's oh no, my camelback exploded.
Wasn't a wet dream.
It wasn't a wet dream. Not, you know,
Well, it might have been, but
I
you
really
never
wish
know.
it worked.
Yeah, right.
And so then I didn't have enough water. Well, I did, but I was just really dehydrated for the rest of the time. So I just
Speaking
carried
of,
Hey,
I
you
don't want to
still gotta
get
go
into
over your
water.
other bag.
That's a
Yeah.
water's a cane of provisions thing, but
Mm.
like medic bag wise, I'd probably throw some drip drops in here too.
drip drop. You know,
Because-
now I'm going to do that. That's amazing.
Um,
Rehydration.
people need to get out of the mindset of let's drop IVs for rehydration.
For the love of God, please.
Drip drops. Drip drops it.
Also, if you're bragging about getting an IV, you're the problem. You're a bad teammate if you need an IV. Other than, like, you know, it's really hot and, like, you know, like some circumstance, but it's because you didn't hydrate properly. That sucks.
Yeah. It's a you're not a force multiplier on the mission anymore for
Yep.
sure.
So go back to that question then that we had about the differences between this and your.
All right, let me just finish this pouch up. All right, let's get into it. I'll get those guys in a sec. So, the other pouch bag. So, this is a seesaw ruck. Maybe Matt's one, there's not. But this isn't the one. There's no straps in this one. It's just the shell. Because the one I normally have is gone. Missing, if some might even say. So, this is an awesome bag. This is so tried and true. I mean, it's got a really great place to attach anything you want. You know, like heavy lift materials, extra litters, you name it. And so this is the do-it-all bag. Like, if I could choose one bag to have, it would be this one because it's a framed ruck. I love frames. I with body armor especially, nothing beats having a metal frame ruck, I think. And then it can get super small, but also it can get huge because it has. I think it's just, you know, classics, right? It's got the radio pouch where you can stuff anything heavy in there, the big old trash bag to throw stuff in, you know, if you're camping, you name it, and then your external stuff for treatment, and then on the it has the big old map flap and keep like all my admin stuff in this one. So yeah, I love this bag. This is more for the do-it-all, like big mission set. I'm not gonna throw this in my car. It's gonna end up being like this big, and I'm gonna take it out of my car as soon as I need to pick up groceries or something, right? So not a good option for that, I don't think. But for like a do-it-all, like overland bag too, this is great. I don't know if you have anything to say about these guys.
No,
Alice
I mean,
bag.
Yeah, back in my day, we called those Alice packs.
yeah, this is the
It's a modified Alice pack.
this is the old school. I know you can take off. I just learned this at Tuscan Darcy.
Oh.
You can take off this
Mhm.
and put a water jug on there, a 5-gallon, and stretch that, ratchet that down, and now you have a basically
Water
a modified, water pack. Now.
Well, so
kinda
like
cool.
it's not here. It's down at my unit. But my favorite bag for like the do-it-all bag is like that's a close second. But a modified rats. What I'll do is I'll take the rats pack and I've jury rigged it to take the frame, and I have a metal frame on a rats pack, and I take the Cobra buckles because these, got to be honest, Mystery Ranch, these don't cut it. These plastic straps, you can't carry a Jaws of Life and there it opens up and just falls off. So worthless for that. So I'll take.
I'm sure they're listening.
Yeah, they don't care. And so I'll roll. I love this bag, but I would add Cobra buckles for heavy stuff and our frame, and then it becomes the best of both worlds because this thing just opens up, zippers open, has your internal components. Also remarkably expensive. So there is that. And then
The nice thing about the old Alice packs is you can get them for really cheap.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
So,
you can't go wrong.
like $40. I think.
This is like my old assault pack that I had. I modified. So you can kind of see the differences. This did not have enough storage. Eventually, I had to move away from this, just because it's a great little bag. Don't get me wrong. I love this bag, but it didn't have quite the storage I needed. It was good for like a really quick, mish, so to speak. But other than that, it wasn't.
And then you look. There's nothing. You can't beat 2 quick access tourniquets.
Yeah.
You can't beat it.
I like having the tourniquets on the outside if I can help it. I still like this bag for like daily use, for like small things, but going to the range, something like that. Throw some stuff in it real quick. But then we get the old M9, which I've phased out now. So we can see how I set this guy up. They didn't have external pouches. I could throw them on there, but they wouldn't have. I throw this in my wheel well, so it didn't fit, right? And then this had a lot more stuff that I probably don't even want in it anymore. This is really old now, but it had the Airway stuff still. Had everything else. It's really floppy too. Like I like the way that one packs because it is thinner, so your arms aren't getting caught up on it like that. And then this one's just so there's like no like rigidity to it, and the way they set that up, it's rigid.
I don't know if it was designed. That's like a Matt or Adam question or whoever, but
yeah, maybe they just nailed it. Maybe they meant to. Probably
this is where it's at.
No intentional use.
Sam Splints back here.
That's why I like them back there. They just keeps everything nice. Still not a bad bag option if you have one of these. What you got, it's cool. I mean, at the end of the day, it comes down to how you use it and if you know what's in your bag. Because if I tried to use this bag right now as opposed to that one, which I just went through, I'd be like, wait, where did I put my stuff again? Because I just repacked that one, and this one I haven't checked in probably 8 months. So to re-go through your stuff and at least open it, look at it, understand where everything's at, is going to make you a better medic than buying the newest bag, to be perfectly honest with you. That's just my 2 cents. But if you have money to burn, or you do need a new bag, and you have to choose between the two, absolutely go with the Spiritus, personally, for what I'm using it for. And then this is the old patch. I was told by my producers that I had to say this. You can't get these. I'm so sorry. Those that have them, you know who you are. You got to be pretty special to get one of those. But this is just the newest iteration of it. This is where this one was born from, was this guy. It's an old team patch. But then this is the Whole Blood Homie. And we actually just restocked these on the website like 2 days ago. So there's a new batch in. If you'd like some, get them while they're there. Or don't. I can't tell you what to do.
We're not your dad.
Yeah, I'm not your dad. Yeah.
We got about 10 minutes left.
Any questions that we didn't answer?
No, a lot of people joining, but not a lot of people throwing questions in.
They're right at the end.
We definitely learned for sure that we need to do like a general Q&A.
Yep.
So if you guys have questions you can think of now, we'll try and do that relatively soon-ish. So save them for the general Q&A. This was supposed to be, just very specific to the bag and the bag loadout. So maybe, I don't know. I won't make any promises for when we're going to do the next one, but we'll try and do it relatively
I get back in
soon-ish. So think of some
next week,
questions
probably.
for general Q&A.
I don't see a problem. I like doing lives if people like them. I don't. It's kind of a more relaxed,
reason to drink coffee and hang out.
Drink coffee and hang. Any reason to hang out with the boys. One thing I didn't add, which I'm adding to this, is the pills, OTC medicine. So over the counter. I gotta stop using acronyms all the time. So over the counter meds. This is some Chinese stuff that'll probably give me cancer from the plastics, but whatever. It holds pills really well. So if you're looking for your daily meds, a great option here from Muchang Bao. So apparently it's a bun company that makes plastic stuff. I love it. Love Bao. Okay, so this one is good though for my OTC stuff. I have a label maker. What I'll do is I'll just put my most used stuff in here that I like to carry. And for the field, Dave, that's a good one to end on. What we'd carry for the over-the-counter meds. So personally, I will have the big 5, as I call them, probably more than 5. Let's just say it's 5. I'm making numbers up. But I like to have diphenhydramine because you're having minor allergic Benadryl. Thank you. You're having some form of minor allergic reaction. It's a really good option to have. I like to carry that. Then I'll carry some aspirin, and then the chewable kind, so you don't have to be ingesting it all the way. Baby aspirin. That's a great thing to have. And then I'll carry ibuprofen for me. I know it's not the best for you, but it's what I respond to the best when I have like a headache or something of that nature. Using sparingly, though. I'm not one of the daily users of that. Then I'll carry loperamide, or what's the name for that? Why can't I think of it? Loperamide. You get it. It's the stuff if you're having like diarrhea.
Imodium AD.
Yeah. If you're having diarrhea, and he's got diarrhea, I like how people that aren't medics are like, it's got diarrhea. It's like, yeah, you get that in the field though, it'll kill you if you're way out there. And
it is poop, but it's liquid leaving your body. That's processed properly, so it's water. So you will become hypovolemic.
There you go, hypovolemic.
A word.
Hypovolemic and die.
And die. It can kill you. Also, what's really uncomfortable? Having diarrhea.
Yeah.
And this stuff works be careful, because you're not going to go. If you take too much, you're going to have to do the opposite now. So I keep some of that in there, and then I'll keep some Zofran, just so, someone's having, a lot of nausea. It's a good thing to have. And then I have a few more. I have to go look at them, but that's pretty much.
I like to use the Tylenol. You can use Tylenol and ibuprofen. Not for kids. You can use Tylenol and ibuprofen at the same time for adults.
Yep.
And
Synergistic effect.
yeah, I can't remember the nerd stuff right now. Something about COX 1 and 2 inhibitors or something.
Perfect.
I don't know.
Nail.
I don't have glasses on.
Don't look at me. I need these to see. They're not just for anything else you'd add to the over the counter?
Other than the Tylenol, no, that's great. I don't think is Zofran OTC.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it's not.
So, but you can get some any like what do they do for the seasickness? I can't.
I'm sure in Mexico you can go.
Yeah.
Diphenhydramine. Benadryl's used.
Yeah.
Benadryl is used for it to make you drowsy. Just
Yeah.
heads up on that one. But yeah, we'll do an over the counter stuff in the future for y'all to look at. But I like to have this. This would go in my admin pouch right there once I packed it out. And that is the Spiritus Systems Delta bag and how I've done it.
So if you want to wrap it up, then just real quick.
Yeah.
Philosophy of use summary, real quick, for the Spiritus pack.
Philosophy of use. God, that's so esoteric. I'm not that smart. Philosophy of use. I like this as just a good, lightweight, and very mobile bag to do treatment with, right? So like I'm not going to be setting up the chest seals and all the blood transfusions out of this thing. I could if I packed it out for that, but this is my vehicle bag. So my philosophy of use is this. I want to use this if I roll up on a vehicle accident with a mass casualty, right? Or any form of, it's going to be a mass casualty if it's just me, let's be honest. So I have enough to do multiple patients in here, 2 of everything generally, enough to do 2. And then it's a good aid bag too. So if someone, let's say you roll up and not everyone's spraying blood in your face and like dying, right? Like, thank God. That'd be awful if every accident was like Hollywood. But
right.
Generally, people are pretty okay. They're just frazzled. They might have, cuts and wounds and things that you need to do cleaning and bandaging of, but I don't want to be using my trauma supplies on that. I want to be using my boo-boo kit supplies. So I think absolutely having a wound kit in here is what I like to have for it. So it's kind of the do-it-all bag for, hey, some life-saving stuff, knowing that I'm not going to be operating at like full PJ paramedic potential. Totally fine with that because it is really the basics that save lives.
Stabilize until the bird gets there, and then they go to surgery.
And then that really begs the question, if you're going to be going anywhere, how are you going to get help to you, right? I have a Garmin InReach I carry with me. The Apple Watches can do stuff now. I have a signal kit in my car. I've got a high-vis orange vest. I've got a window breaker.
You can do that. The window breaker.
Yeah, heavy leather gloves. I got everything to deal with a car accident. It's not all in here, right? I have it kind of spread load because it'd be ridiculous if this had everything on it for a car accident. But it's in my vehicle as a vehicle kit, not just for vehicles. So the philosophy of use is, I guess, that. You have anything to add?
I think you hit it, but it's high quality, highly modular. Going on the lake for the day, done. Going hiking for the day, done. You can. It's a one. I mean, for me at least, it's a one-stop shop for activities in civilian life, and also it obviously crosses into the military spectrum. So yeah, it's great.
I think it's a good bridge for both people that want both.
Want to carry it like a suitcase?
You can walk around the airport and maybe get the black one or something.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, that's an awesome bag. Again, don't be whining about a bag if it doesn't suit some weird specific need that you wanted it for. Go find the bag for that instead of like being like, this bag, it fucking sucks. Like,
yeah.
like I really want this bag to work for me. I really want to. It's too good.
It's just too damn good.
Yeah, like
I haven't heard anything specific on why people don't like it, but I have heard the underground bitching. But that's turds always float. So
Dave's calling you all turds.
No. That's all I'm saying. That's a lot. Here we go.
So thanks for tuning in, everyone. Have a great night.
Yeah, thank you. Toodaloo.